And this is big. Ian Rappaport has just tweeted, according to his sources, the NFL has suspended 5 players, including the Detroit Lions' Jameson Williams, for violations of the NFL gambling policy. The Lions' C.J. Moore and Quintez Cephas, plus the Commanders' Shaka Toney, are suspended indefinitely at least 1 year. Williams and Detroit Stanley Berryhill are suspended 6 games.
You know what, Neal? I'm getting scared. I'm getting shivers up and down my spine. I'm hoping this doesn't happen. I'm wondering if J-Mo's going to be Roy Williams, reincarnated, and Charles Rogers. Guys you thought could do well, but other stuff got in the way.
So there it is.
I think at this point it's okay and it's fair to have some questions about Jameson Williams, despite the fact that he came in drafted after tearing his ACL in college in his last game ever. If you would have told me that in his first year and a third that he would have 1 catch for 41 yards as his entire and 1 rush, obviously, for about 40 yards, but 1 catch, 1 rush, 2 times touching the ball in his first year and a third, and he would have a 6-game suspension, I would have been very, very unhappy. And I also look at it, too, on a more macro level that, is that going to turn out to be a bad pick by Brad Holmes? It's fair to question that right now. I believe that if the Lions would have had a healthy Jordan Davis and picked him instead, they might have beaten Seattle and they might not have given up 300 rushing yards to Carolina. They might have been in the playoffs. That was obviously a pick that wasn't done for last year, but the rebuild was so expedited that I think they could have used a Jordan Davis even more than Jameson Williams, and now we don't know anything.
Here's the thing you forgot. Jordan Davis was huffing and puffing after 2 plays.
That's fair.
Philadelphia could absorb that. The Lions could not.
And that's fair, obviously, but just
Terry Foster getting calls from all over the league right now, everybody.
Yeah, I can't wait for more breaking news.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that Jameson Williams thus far has had 1 injury-ravaged year, and the next one is going to be ravaged by a 6-game suspension. I hope that he can make it back because I love his talent. I think that he has the talent to be like a Jalen Waddle-type player, but he has to be on the field. And so far, he's made virtually no impact for this team. And it doesn't look like he's going to impact this team until almost mid of next season. Very, very disappointing.
That was Roger Goodell. I've been suspended.
No, T-Foss, are you on 6 games or for the entire year?
Whole year.
The whole year. So, T-Foss, good run, man. Good run. No, so obviously that is big. My understanding is, I haven't had this confirmed, the Lions have now released Quintez Cephas and C.J. Moore. So that problem's solved. So there is that. Look, guys, I'll be consistent with all this. Jameson Williams suspended for 6 games. Okay. He'll be back in 6 games.
That's a little flippant, Neal.
No. You can't do that after last year he was basically suspended most of the season because of his knee.
Right, but they knew that. They knew that going in.
They didn't know he was going to be gambling.
No, they didn't know that. They didn't know he was going to be gambling. My point is, the punishment's been handed down. It's 6 games. I can deal with that. It's 6 games. He's ultra talented still. Is it still fair to? He didn't lose any talent. He just lost some money.
He didn't. But here's the problem. Here, don't look so nonchalant. Here's the problem. Now he's going to be on the sideline carrying his little stupid football around, and then in game 7, 8, 9. You're not going to get the production that you want out of him because he wouldn't be playing any games. He, his little, getting to know Jared Goff is going to be erased a little bit. So now you're going to have to wait until week 10 for him to be good anymore, or week 9 for him to be good. I think this is bigger than you.
Terry, it is what it is, man. It's 6-game suspension. So you know what? When the 6 games is over, get out there on the field and produce.
It's not a 6-game suspension. It's a 9-game suspension because he'll be out the 6 games, and then we're going to be reading Jameson Williams is trying to come back. He's trying to get acclimated with the team, not in lockstep with Jared Goff yet. So we're going to have to wait another 2 to 3 weeks for that to happen. So this is bigger than they said it. And Neal, I got a little surprise for you.
Okay.
You know, people expect the Lions to win the division next
year. Do
year.
they?
Yes.
I was told they're all stoked, not scared.
Right.
Are you still stoked, not scared?
I mean, I'm still stoked, not scared, but that's a big deal. I mean, Jameson Williams.
Well, which is it? Are you still stoked or is it a big deal? Because it's one of the two.
I'm still stoked because losing Jameson Williams for 6 games.
So you look me in the eye, Sam Flannel, and you tell me, well, losing Jameson Williams, he only touched the ball twice last year. It's not going to be a big deal. Please tell me that. I want to hear that.
Okay, but at some point you have to actually demand that he does something. I'm going to pull a Neal Ruhl, like what you did with Aiden Hutchinson. At some point, if you're a first-round pick wide receiver, a guy who was considered the best wide receiver coming out in that draft class, a guy that the Lions were only able to get because they traded up to 12 and because he was hurt. At some point, you have to produce. You have to get on that field. At some point, you have to show us. All I hear about is how talented he is, about how when he gets back, when he has a full offseason, that he's going to wreck the league. He's going to be Tyreek Hill. He's going to be Jalen Waddle. I've heard that. I've even given him Jalen Waddle expectations. But at some point, you have to show us. You have to get on that field. You better produce. When your suspension is over, Jameson Williams, you have to produce. You have to go out there and prove that you are worthy of that pick.
Right. But he has to do that anyway.
But he's going to have 6 less games to do it, or maybe 3 or 4 if it gets appealed. I saw that in the chat. I don't know exactly, but that's not smart being suspended. I mean, I get it. Maybe he didn't do anything wrong. There's not a lot of context to it right now, but that's bad. He had a lost season, and now he's going to have another season in which a third to a half of it is lost. That's not a good start to your career. You got to even admit that, Neal. That's not good.
Well, no, it's not optimal.
No, it's not.
But still, we know. See, this is what's funny about it, though. Everybody, Terry, is circling back to say, well, he missed the entire year last year. We knew that going in. That's why he was available.
All right,
we knew that going in.
Baby
last
boy,
year has nothing to do with it, dude.
The hell down.
Okay.
If it was just last year, I'd be in lockstep with you.
No,
in fact, I'd be up there hugging you, say, yeah, Neal, go, boy, go. But this is most of last year, and then I predict it's going to be half this year. This is a team with expectations. If we were sitting up here saying, how do you think the Lions are going to do? They'll be 6-11. I wouldn't give a damn. But their expectations for the first time, they need all hands on deck.
Well, Flannel just told me still stoked, not scared, so this doesn't make a difference. Which is it? I'm just trying to figure out which it is.
Okay, I'm scared, but still stoked.
You can't. No, it's an we've ironed this out. It's an either or proposition.
No, shut up, Neal. I'm going to steal your line. Both things can be true. Oh, God.
JB Smooth.
You said that.
WoodwardSports.com chat poll right now. Are you still on board with Jameson Williams? Terry, he is getting shredded in the chat by people. Shredded. Trade him. Get him out of here. Character issues. This is why I can't even read them all of them that are flying in. The biggest one I've seen, though, this is why character matters. Guess what? When 6 games are over, Terry, get the ball in that man's hands. That's it. That's all. When these 6 games are over, get the ball in Jameson Williams' hands. I don't care, Terry. I don't care. Come back, game number 7 of the year, ball out. Because when you get the ball in the man's hands, it's electric. We've seen it.
It is. But you'll care if they're 2-4 after 6 games.
No, it won't be Jameson Williams' fault, right? Like I thought this was a deep team, a championship contending team.
It is. But they gave up draft capital to get this guy. And at some point, you have to be a professional. What's this boy doing gambling anyway? And he's hanging out with Cephas, of all people.
See, here's what I'm talking about, though. Like the Mike, J-Mo is Terry Fair. J-Mo is Darko. What a draft bust.
Oh, boy.
Alex Merrill's in my camp, though. I still want him. Who cares? That's where I am.
You can't say who cares, though. That's where it's...
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
I do not care. The punishment's been laid down. See, you got to be this isn't college football, Flannel. This is professional football again. The punishment's laid down. When 6 games is over, get him the football. I don't care. I don't want him to raise my children. I want him to score touchdowns and catch passes and run with the football in his hands very fast.
It is not about his character. It's about the fact that he is going to miss more games on top of missing the games he already missed last year. I get it. We knew that coming in, that he was going to be hurt. But what we didn't know is that he was going to get himself suspended for these 6 games. Neal, I knew you would do this. I knew you would give him a pass no matter what, because he's a Brad Holmes pick. He's going to miss 6 games.
No, I give him a pass because he's talented, Sam Flannel, because he seems to score a touchdown pretty much every time he touches the ball.
He is talented, but he has touched the ball twice.
Right.
2 times.
We knew that going in. See, you're holding that against him this year, like a lot of these people are out here. We knew that going in. That was the cover charge to get in the Jameson Williams club. For T. Foss to go over there, ask the honeys to dance with them, to get the bottle service for Spenmo. That was the cost of getting in the club, was last year,
Neal,
him not being available.
Did we also know he was going to be suspended the next season for 6 games?
No, we did not. We did not know.
So
but for the people out here to say he's a bust, he's Darko, that's crazy. So all right, so everybody out there, we have it out there, WoodwardSports.com chat poll now. Are you still on the Jameson Williams train? 55% of you say yes, 45% of you say no. So all the no people out there, then get him out of town, right, Flannel?
No.
Give him up for a 6th-round pick. You quit on him. Which is it, Flannel?
That's not the case at all. He is not a bust. We don't know that yet, but I'll tell you what, it's on the table now. I don't think he will be a bust. But the fact that he's had...
then you don't have a problem with it either.
I do have a problem with it. Getting suspended for 6 games, both things can be true. I still think the Lions are going to be good, but at some point you have to demand excellence. All of that last year being a lost season, I'm willing to give him a pass for that, and I have given him a pass for that, given that he produces when he gets on the field. I don't know that he's going to do that yet. I don't know when he's going to be on the field. We assume week 7, but there's just too many unknowns with Jameson Williams at this point.
Here's the difference between Jameson Williams and Darko. Williams can play. Darko couldn't.
Hey, Darko got a second contract in the league.
Yeah, for pennies on the dollar.
Human victory cigar.
He had 2 seasons where he averaged 10 and 6. He was a very fine NBA player.
He was a shorter version of Chuck Neville.
That's aggressive. Kevin Pitzer says bust in all caps. Terry Foster, right here, right now, is he a bust?
No.
Do you give up on him, Terry Foster?
No.
So you're in my camp. You don't care.
No, I do care, but I'm in your camp, but I care. Because last year was a lost season. Now this season, what's the next thing he's going to do? Is he going to punch a teammate? Is he going to not show up for training camp? Is he going to, there seems to be an immaturity with this guy. And so we talk about the Lions culture. Part of that culture is being professional. Penei Sewell, crazy guy, wants to kill people, but he's professional. Jared Goff, we don't always love him, but he's professional.
Albert G41 says, I'm still on the JMO train, but I don't have a window seat anymore.
That's the nuance. That's the nuance. I think that was perfectly said.